Good morning. On behalf of the President of Marine Corps University and the Commanding General of Education Command, Brigadier General Field, and the Director of the College of Distance Education and Training and the Vice President of Distance Education, Mr. Terry Kerrigan, and the Dean of the College of Distance Education and Training, Dr. John Himlaven, and the Regional Director, Mr. Mark Shigley. I am Gary Smith, the Regional Chief Instructor for the Quantico region. Welcome to the TAC 22 graduation of our enlisted seminars. The enlisted seminars, they consist of the Advanced School Seminar, the Career School Seminar, and the Sergeant School Seminar. So to the graduating students, thank you for a job well done, and congratulations to you all. Over the last 15 weeks, we have focused on various subjects, i.e. communications and leadership, administration, and most importantly, war fighting. So to a job well done, we want to thank you for all the hard work that you have put in over the last 15 weeks. And now it's time to go back to your various grid squares and make sure that you continue to deliver this to our Marines. While we focus on those subjects, we had a major focus on every week for your critical thinking. Now, we didn't want to teach you what to think, but we certainly try to focus on your development on how to think, because that's so important. Well, I'm not going to belabor the hour, but this morning, our graduation guest speaker, he's no stranger to the Marine Corps University. And I think today we have come full circle, because when Sergeant Major LEHEW was the Training and Education Command Sergeant Major, he was a proponent of these enlisted seminars, because when he sat in that seat under the tutelage of Sergeant Major Barrett, who was the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps at the time, they developed this. They put all, the hard work and the development of the enlisted seminars. And so, it is good that we got him here today, and he has the opportunity to discuss this and chat with you all. But Sergeant Major LEHEW is no stranger. Not only, I don't even have to, tell you about his resume. Now, and truth be told, knowing him the way I know him, he don't want me to tell you this, because he's a humble guy. We all know he's a Navy Cross recipient for his actions that he done on 23rd and 24th of March 2003. His legacy is cemented in the Marine Corps. Now, but what I'm proud to say is we know what his legacy as a Marine is, because he's left this legacy because, the selfless service that he's given to the Corps. But what I'm so impressed about Sergeant Major LEHEW is what he's done in retirement. And he truly gets that Semper Fidelis is non-negotiable. Because in retirement, what Sergeant Major LEHEW is doing, is he's the Chief Operating Officer of the History Flight, which is so important. Talking about repatriating all of our dead, our service members, bringing them home to their final resting spot. And Semper Fidelis is non-negotiable. And when Marines can grasp that, that is the acme of leadership. And that eagle global anchor that we wear over our left breast. And I guarantee it, when Sergeant Major LEHEW, take out your notepads and you should be writing, because, for him to come here and talk to you, it is definitely so many touch points that you're going to walk away from. So without further ado, I'd like to present this morning's graduation guest speaker, none other than Sergeant Major Justin LEHEW. Thank you, brother. Yes, sir. All right.
Well, good morning, everyone, wherever this finds you. I thought that was like a big WWE intro from my friend Sergeant Major retired Gary Smith. When Gary gave me a call about a week ago that was on that. When your friends reach out to you like this, no matter where you're at in the world, And I say your friends because wherever you're seated at right now, whether it was in the seminar, whether it was remote with an instructor or anything else, you are going to find that this is not just a one-time tour. You're going to find that these are going to make lifelong friendships that are in there, such as Gary and I. It struck up over the years. And I have found in that Semper Fidelis mentality that no matter where you're at in the world, when one of your friends reaches out and calls, the answer out of your mouth is always yes before it's no. And then you find a way to make that yes happen when you go through your calendars or anything else to do that. So thank you very much, Henry, for the opportunity to come and speak to TAC 22. And also, I would like to thank the faculty, the staff, and also this great command at the Marine Corps University that I really love over here. When I was over at Building 1019 many years ago, and you would walk underneath the tunnel that was over here, it was such a microcosm of the Marine Corps, almost more than anywhere else that you will find. It is every rank, every shape, every size. It is international students. It is students from one end to the other, and also in remote places. Because as we knew for all those years in the Marine Corps, it is very hard for a command to let a Marine go. Marines always have prided themselves on doing more with less, and that is with people. It always starts with people. The investment in the Marine Corps is not the financial overtures in the investment. The financial investment always should be rooted down to the lowest common denominator, and that is investing in the individual. Because it is always going to take the individual to go forward to execute the mission of the United States Marine Corps. And in the seminars, we actually saw that. We saw people approach us and they say that we are short-staffed, but we want our Marines to have education. We want them to be in a constant state of education. And you can find that anywhere in the world if you have your own image and you have your own thing with one Marine to another Marine. Each and every day can be a learning experience where there is one other Marine, or there is one other mentor, or there is one other person that is out there, whether that is an instructor. This course, when I was going through as a young Marine, changed my life. And it was in person, but I was getting out of the U.S. Marine Corps. I was burnt out. I had already been to over 30 countries by the time that I was a sergeant, and on a combat deployment in Desert Storm, and then constant deployment after deployment. And we never stopped for 25 to 30 years, and that only got worse in post 9/11. Here at Quantico and here at the university, education was so valued in the year 2006, 2007, that people who came through Quantico were either coming from a combat zone or they were going to a combat zone. And that tempo was nonstop. But what I loved was the attention that people gave to put into students that says, and this is generational, these are people that were Korean War veterans. These are people that were at the Beirut bombing. These are people who flew helicopters in Vietnam. And these are people that now invested every ounce of who they were to every student that came through here to say, on my watch, I am going to take, my responsibility is to take all that it is that I have learned and gift it to someone else in the hopes that they can use that to not only just better themselves, but in a combat environment, use that tool of those lessons learned from many generations of Marines to save lives and win battles. And that is exactly the two ethoses that a U.S. Marine goes out. I am my brother and sister's keeper. I will do whatever I have to do with the tools and the knowledge that I have to make sure that this mission succeeds and that you are taken care of and you are coming home. And why did that sergeant's course change my life? Because I was getting out and a command at the time didn't know what to do with me because I only had a few months left in the Corps. So they said, why don't you go to the sergeant's course? Because we can then give your replacement the opportunity to step up in true Marine Corps fashion. And I wanted that individual to have that opportunity as well. So I went to the course. And in that course, is where I got reinstilled and reinvigorated in what it meant to be a holistic United States Marine. I saw instructors who cared. I saw instructors from different MOSs and different walks of life that I was not exposed to any single day, because it was work, 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 make mission, make mission, make mission. And then every now and then you would have some downtime where someone would talk and ask you, so how are you doing today, Marine? Every day that I was in the university system, I met someone that cared like that. I met someone that could read my face when I walked in every day and said, you don't look the same way you looked before. Are you doing okay? How are you doing? You're not picking up, you're not grasping this. Or can you help this student over here, because we see these things in you that you may not see in yourself yet, but you can be of benefit and help with the tools that you have to this individual that was here. And I found that in the university system, whether that was as a sergeant, amplified as a staff sergeant, through a gunnery sergeant, all the way through my timeline and continuum in the U.S. Marine Corps. There was educational opportunities that were presented to me, and they also taught me this. When I tangibly couldn't reach out and get that educational experience that I needed, I could reach out to a friend to get something that day. I could reach out to a classmate. I could reach back to my instructor as a mentor, and that person would stop what they were doing because they cared. And that was truly the holistic thing of the Marine Corps and the investment that John Archer Lejeune meant when he built the university system. And we, as individuals, feel a responsibility now to give back. Give back what was given to us. It is one of the greatest things in my life today, is to see and give something that you experienced those hardships, that you experienced those challenges over the years, and you know that if you can inculcate a little piece of that into someone else, then the Marine Corps lives on. From 1775, it's like fluoride in the water. It bleeds over like the grog each year in the blowing punch bowl of any warrior night, when they leave a little bit left over from the last thing to mix in with the next generation, so that we have that constant flow. And if you are an instructor that is out there, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You matter and you change lives. What you do matters. What you do matters with every minute of every day. And a lot of times it's very frustrating. And you don't feel that way. You want to be back out in the fleet, or you want to be out there doing that. But you are where you are supposed to be in time. And if you embrace that, and you live that, and look back at the people who gave that to you, and you pass that on to the UNTA 2TAC-22, that is what gives me the pride, discipline, the personal desire, and the motivation to know that the Marine Corps is only going to get better as each generation ebbs and flows, because if they know their history and they learn by their education, they're bringing all that to their generation. And then the next generation gets to add that generation on top of it to make the razor even sharper. Congratulations to everybody in the class for embracing this seminar, for giving it your all, for learning a little bit about yourself, no matter where you are at, because you all still had responsibilities somewhere else. You may be a father, you may be a mother, you may be a sister, your parents may have been passing away. These are these life challenges that everybody has, and this does not stop. It is a constant flow. As a U.S. Marine, there is no break. There is none. You just take a knee, face outboard, and sip water every now and then, get rejuvenated, reach back out, and get that spirit again. So I will leave you with three things that I personally believe that every Marine, regardless of the time, regardless of the rank, regardless of where they're at or who they are that day, Marines should speak about three things every single day. And these don't have to be, as we called them before, 30-minute hip pocket lectures. This can be a 1-minute conversation engaging with another Marine. And the first thing is leadership. Leadership, leadership, leadership should always be discussed between two Marines every single day. Warfighting. All 3 verses of the Marines hymn, it's the only hymn in the U.S. military that has the words fight or fought in it, in all 3 hymns, and it is a blueprint to the United States of America that tells the American people exactly who we are and what we will do for this nation. And resting in the sure of that, the last thing is warrior ethos. Talking about warfighting is one thing. Talking about being a war fighter is another thing. And that is truly who we are as United States Marines. Each and every one of you, to your root core, is a war fighter. And that is why we are giving you this education, and we want to make you stronger, faster, better, and more lethal to do what it is that the United States of America needs you to go forward and do. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for the opportunity today. Thank you for receiving that education. And just remember, that education is only good if you take it in and you give it to someone else. And you do not have to be an instructor in order to teach another individual something along the way. And if you teach those 3 things to another Marine or another sailor or an international student or somebody that you pass on to that knowledge, you will feel more fulfilled yourself than any gift you could possibly receive when you see that play out in that person's life. And I truly do believe that is testament to who we are and what we do as United States Marines. So once again, from the bottom of my heart, I thank my friend Henry Smith for allowing me the opportunity to come in today. It's always a homecoming whenever you get a chance to come back to Quantico, Virginia. And wherever this may find you today that is out there on the forward edge, thank you for who you are, the choices you have made, and what you do. Thank you for standing the watch and watching over my family so that I can go forward and help bring more Marines, airmen, lost sailors, anybody else that we have, because it is who we are and what we do as a nation. Keep attacking and always remain Semper Fidelis. Thank you very much. Thanks, Gary.
Thank you. Priceless, as you can see, when I reached out to Sergeant Major LEHEW, he was out in corporate America. And so his schedule is so hectic, but he found the time to like, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And so as you can see what he just delivered to you all, you can't put a price on that. And you can see why America, the rest of America, wants to hear what he has to say. Because as leadership, you can't put a premium on it. So again, Sergeant Major LEHEW, thank you, because this is priceless. All right. So to the students, thank you. And go forth and do great things. Semper Fidelis.